Ladies and gentlemen and ladies of YouTube, how y'all doing? I'm sitting here in my living room, and I obviously read the story about Gina Carano and all that bull crap, and I started thinking to myself, it's crazy that when you think about 2021 and 2020, when you start thinking about it as a conservative, we don't have the same privileges as the liberals. We don't get the same privileges. We don't get the same privileges. We don't get anything the same. We are held to a different standard as the Democrats, as the liberals, right? Donald Trump on the 6th held a rally and said, I know you guys are going to the Capitol to protest. I think he said, be peaceful, so on and so forth. He offered National Guard troops during the inauguration. He told everyone to go home during the 6th. He condemned the 6th when the cops let everybody into the Capitol, the riot. But all summer long, and I've said this in previous episodes, all summer long, the Democrats, they're out there just wielding their swords, cheering on BLM and Antifa, burning cities to the ground. You got all these, we need to get in the faces of those Republicans. We need to get in the faces of those conservatives. But we're held to a different standard, right? That's why Gina Carano can make a Nazi Germany Jews reference, and the main character, the Mandalorian, the main character, I can't remember his name, Pedro some crap, he can make a reference to the Nazi Germany and the Jews, but ain't nothing happened to him. Nothing happens to him. So nothing happens to the liberals who called Donald Trump worse than Adolf Hitler, right? And the reference that the main character of The Mandalorian made was, he showed a picture of Jewish people in cages, and then he showed a picture of the border, right, of the children and stuff from Mexico in cages. That was his reference. And then I think he said something like, it looks a lot like Nazi Germany. It's so interesting how we're held to a different standard. It's so interesting to me how being a conservative in this country means that you're held to a standard that if I say someone is dumb, I get beaten to the ground and canceled and censored for it. But if a liberal says that you're dumb, they get an award for it. They don't get censored. It's just it's insane. It's crazy to think that we're living in that country, that the USA is that country, that's what's happening here, right? And so I was watching TikTok. With my fiance. Well, my fiance was watching TikTok. And I was on the couch. I just kind of glanced over, and there was a TikTok of two women, okay? Two girls. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. Two women who were transitioning to be men, but they had their shirts off. And they still had their breasts intact, okay, on their body. They still had their breasts intact on their body. TikTok didn't take it down. TikTok did not take down that video. But now, if a woman who's not transitioning pulls her shirts up and has her breasts out on TikTok, they're going to get taken down for community and so on, the community guidelines and going against their policies, all that crap. See, this is, if one person has to be held to a standard, they all have to be held to that standard. So if conservatives have to be held to a standard where we can't make Jew references when it comes to Nazi Germany, then the Democrats also cannot make references. Why are we living in a country where there's a double standard? Why are we living in a country where everything is double? It's different for the Democrats as it is for the Republicans, right? Nancy Pelosi wants these metal detectors and these guards that you have to go through. Otherwise, if you don't, you get fined. But then she doesn't go through them and says, well, it's different for me. What do you mean it's different for you? It's the same thing. It's the same thing as everybody that has to go through it. It's the same thing. And the fact that Gina Carano was even fired is crazy. The reference she made, I don't know it off top, obviously, of my head, but it was something along the lines of conservatives and Jews, with just how we're being treated and censored. And it's true though. I mean, look, maybe not to that extreme, but it is true. Being a conservative in this country is basically you don't have freedom of speech. You don't have any rights. You don't have rights being a conservative. In America right now in 2021, right? And even in 2020, you don't have rights. And I've said it before, I am censored. My whole podcast got removed from Spotify. I didn't get no warning. I didn't get no emails. They didn't tell me why they removed it. They just removed it. It's ridiculous. I didn't have anything on there that went against their guidelines. Everything I talk about is my opinion. Everything I say on this show is my opinion. And if somebody doesn't like it, they don't have to watch my show, right? They don't have to watch my show. I'm not asking people to watch me. This is just a way for me to come on here, to vent, to get it out of my system with what I have to deal with being a conservative, right? That's why I get on here. That's why I say the things I say. But I never say, oh, this is 100% factual unless I got the numbers in front of me, unless it can be proven that it is facts. Everything else is my opinion. So the fact that you get taken down because your opinion goes against somebody else's opinion, how crazy is that? How crazy is it that if I say something as a conservative, if I say, oh, those shoes are blue when they're really white, I get taken down, right? Because that you can't do that. But if a liberal Democrat says those shoes are blue and they're white, they don't get taken down. I just don't know at what point are us as Americans, excuse me, or even across the world, gonna wake up? When are we gonna wake up and say, it's enough, man? And I know I say this all the time, but I really wonder. I really honestly wonder, when is it going to be enough? When is enough going to be enough, right? When are we going to sit back and be like, this isn't okay? It's not okay that liberals can do and say whatever they want without any repercussion, without anything. But conservatives can't do that. Conservatives have to worry about their careers being ruined, literally ruined. I mean, of course, Gina Carano's career isn't going to be ruined. She'll star in some other stuff, but literally ruined. And all this crap about they go back into your past, right? Everybody's got skeletons, man. Everybody has secrets. I don't care who you are. You can be Donald Trump. Donald Trump's got secrets. I guarantee Donald Trump's got skeletons. I'm sure of it, right? Everybody has secrets. Everybody has skeletons in their closet. Everybody does. This whole cancel culture censorship of the right, because it ain't happening to liberals. If you're a liberal and you can say or do whatever you want, but if you're a conservative, you better watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth. It's very frustrating to be a conservative. It sounds crazy, but it is frustrating, and it is hard to be a conservative in this country. You have it easier being a liberal. You have it so much easier because it just doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. You're never held accountable for the things and the actions that you do, right? AOC lied. She lied about being in a Capitol building. Not a word. Not a word. Governor Cuomo's aide came out and said that they hid nursing home numbers so nobody would find out. Not going to hear about it. But now I guarantee you, if AOC was a conservative, it would be all over every news media outlet. They would be just pounding on her. And I guarantee if Cuomo was a conservative, Republican, they would be on every news media outlet. They'd be pounding on him. I'm so sick of the double standard. And let me tell you something. Do you know how you start to control people? Guess what? It's called divide and conquer, right? You divide the two parties, you divide the two races, and then you conquer. It's literally that simple, folks. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. I just don't know when we're going to wake up as a country and be like, you know what? This ain't happening. You work for us, right? You work for us. You're not going to sit back and hold this weird double standard, right? That's not going to happen. Everybody has to be held to the same standard and has to be held accountable, right? And look, it's the same. The same people that went out on the 6th, right? Those people have to be held accountable 100%. If they went into that Capitol building and caused chaos and did illegal things, they have to be held accountable. I'm not saying they shouldn't be held accountable. Those people should be held accountable, right? The people who burned cities to the ground and continue to burn cities to the ground, they need to be held accountable, not bailed out by Kamala Harris, and they don't even get condemned from Joe Biden. They don't get condemned. Oh, no, it's mostly peaceful. I think Antifa is an idea, not an actual organization. No, it's not just an idea. It's an actual thing. I don't know, folks. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be good, and I've said this from the beginning. I think a Joe Biden presidency and a complete democratically ran government, I think, is very scary. And not that everybody should be scared, but I think people have to be prepared, right? I think get your preparedness ready, right? Just be ready, so that if stuff happens, you're ready. Just be prepared. I just think everything, right? You got Joe Biden and Russia not on good terms. And then apparently Joe Biden and China not on good terms. Just be ready, right? We just have to be ready. And I don't think it's going to get better. I just don't. I don't think Joe Biden is doing a good job. I think he's doing a terrible job. And I think he's just signing things in with a pen, just by executive order, right? He literally is the definition of a dictator. Literally the definition of a dictator. Joe Biden is literally the definition of a dictator, not even in 30 days, and signed 52 executive orders. Come on, people. Come on. I know I get on here and I yell at this screen because I'm upset. I'm peeved, right? I'm upset. I'm flipping mad. I'm so upset because we're living in a country that's full of sissies. We're living in a country full of sissies, and the country's ran by a bunch of left-wing extremists who are out not to better the people. I mean, they're trying to impeach a private citizen instead of working on a stimulus. Come on, people. Wake up.